All right, welcome back. If you're just joining us, why, you're welcome. And yes, you missed, but you didn't miss anything at all because right here, right now, we have a guest. I did tell you that we're going to have a guest joining us to talk about something really important. Yesterday was World Blood Donor Day. Yeah, and we've had, several people asking us different questions, on our pages to say, okay, so what's it about this blood donor, thing? And we decided to talk about it today. And joining us today to talk about it is highly esteemed Pastor Promise Agua. He's right here. Congratulations to you, Pastor.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for having
Welcome.
me.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me on the show.
Okay, so there's a lot of myth that actually has, gone around. People are asking several questions to talk about why should I donate blood? If I donate blood, will I still have some blood remaining in my body? So we want to answer all of those questions right here. How important is it for one to actually, indulge in donating their own blood to save life? Because I know the importance, of this blood donation really is to help those who really are in need of blood at one time or the other. I would really mention those who are, in delivery room, mothers, yes. So please do tell us.
Well, thank you very much for asking that question because as we speak right now, we have children in hospitals, going through some sickle cell crisis. Right. We have a pregnant woman somewhere in a hospital about to deliver a baby and she requires blood. And then we have road traffic accident victims, who peradventure will need immediate blood transfusion as soon as they are brought in to the accident and emergency ward in the hospital. So these are reasons why we advocate for people to donate blood, because in most cases, when they get to the hospital, the very first thing they do to stabilize them is to transfuse blood before the medications come in. Right. Because sometimes a lot of them have lost blood already. So blood donation is a very, very life-saving act. Okay, it's a humanitarian act that cannot be overemphasized. The importance of it cannot be overemphasized. And as we speak right now, the gap between, most, the population size of most countries and the number of voluntary blood donors they have is wide. Okay, take for instance, in Nigeria, it is always stated every year that Nigeria requires about 1.8 to 2 million voluntary blood donors, okay? But every year we always get around maybe 500,000 plus maybe 600,000. That means there's a gap, there's a huge gap that needs to be filled. Because blood donation, blood is at the bedrock of medical science. Yeah. You can't carry out a successful surgery without blood donation, without blood being readily available for transfusion. Yeah. So that is the reason why Trauma Care International Foundation, having received the mandate from our dear president, Reverend Dr. Chris Oyakhilome, DSC, DSCDD, we always advocate for voluntary blood donation. Yeah. Okay, we always advocate for voluntary blood donation, and we do that in all the nations where we operate. In support, we always support the national blood transfusion services in the countries where we operate. Take, for instance, to mark this year's blood donation, World Blood Donor Day, which was actually yesterday, 14th of June, is an annual event. Yeah. We collaborated with the Lagos State Blood Transfusion Service. We had a walk. We walked around some cities having to distribute flyers, give people information, raise awareness, sensitize people about the need for voluntary blood donation. And just 2 days ago, that was on Saturday, we had a voluntary blood drive in a locality somewhere in Ikorodu. Okay. So these are the things we do. Okay. We always go out as an organization to advocate, sensitize, and in places where necessary, we collaborate, we partner. Because it's not a one-man effort. It's something that organizations, collaborations have to be involved.
Yeah, so I like what you've actually outlined. You've outlined some of the importance of this blood, the people that this blood that we, individuals donate is able to help and to provide, solutions to them. But we also want to look at the health benefits of, donating on blood. What are there any health benefits to this?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
please.
they are. Most times when we tell people to donate blood, sometimes they are looking at it from the aspect that, oh, they are taking blood from me. Okay, it's all about take. But we tell them it's not just about take. I tell them that there are benefits to voluntary blood donation.
Right.
I always like to tell people that voluntary blood donation is a cost-effective way to stay healthy. Yes, because at the point where you are donating blood, there's going to be a mini test. Your blood level will be checked to be sure that you have the optimum amount of blood in your body. It's what. Let me just give you two of the main benefits. Number one, the blood you give after just a few days is replenished.
Wow.
Okay, it makes the person look fresh,
Wow.
healthy, younger. Okay, because as you give out, like one of the phlebotomists that we work with in one of the teaching hospitals says something about old blood. After some days, your body needs to, give out some blood and replenish it with new blood cells. Okay, so that is why people look, how people voluntary blood donors look young. And then secondly, cardiovascular health.
Okay.
When you give out blood, your heart constantly stays in a good health condition.
Wow.
Because we have a situation where something that is called hemochromatosis, where there is an iron overload in the body. Okay, some people have that crisis, let me put it that way, where their body produces excess iron. Okay, excess iron, which is always stored in the blood. Okay, so those people from time to time need to give blood. If they don't, they end up having blurry vision, painful joints. Okay, they might even fall sick. Okay, sometimes we've had cases of people going to the hospital and complaining to the doctor, oh, I'm not feeling fine. They've run different checks and tests and everything. They're not seeing anything. And then they ask them, when was the last time you donated blood? So that was 4 years ago, 5 years ago. They say, go and donate blood. That is all you need. And then they go donate blood and come back, they're fine. They're fine. So blood donation has both benefits to the recipient and benefits to the donor.
Giver.
Yes.
Okay, you said something, and I noticed that you place emphasis on voluntary donors or voluntary donation. What about, on the flip side, those individuals who would rather donate to receive money? Now, you've showed us why it's important and what the donor stands to benefit health-wise. What about financial aspect of it? Because I'm aware some individuals do donate blood so they could get paid. Tell us about that. Is there anything that is wrong with going to give blood and requesting for money in return?
Yes. Generally, all over the world, it is usually said that the voluntary blood donors are the safest group of people, the safest group of blood donors you can have, voluntary blood donors.
Why is that?
Because most times when you attach incentive to voluntary blood donation, you get all kinds of people. Or anybody just shows up because you've attached the financial incentive to it.
But they wouldn't just take the blood without running some vital tests.
Of course. The blood, once it's taken from your body, before it's transfused to another human being, several tests will be done, carried out on the blood.
Yeah.
So, and from research, it's been published that after you've called, because sometimes you carry out some of this research just to know, you can ask for people to come and give blood voluntarily. When they don't show up, you attach some incentives. And it's been found that the group that always comes after you attach an incentive are usually, their blood are usually not useful.
Compatible for anything.
Not useful. It's not useful. Yes, they all come with all manner of diseases, blood transmissible diseases. So it is usually those who, when you say, come and give blood, and they come forth voluntarily, willingly, are the safest group of people to call when you want to give. So that's the reason why in Trauma Care International Foundation, we advocate for voluntary, unpaid blood donation.
Yeah, please. I don't know if the phone lines can come on the screen, because I think our viewers, some might have questions,
Sure.
more questions that they want to ask our guest here too. So again, somebody is asking, because I did tell you that I got a lot of, that's why I said you must come today to talk about this, because someone did ask me that, what are the blood types? Do you guys really get blood for all blood types, or just specific ones? Because I know they usually say that AAs, their blood goes for anything. So if you have AA, that's the kind of blood we want. But actually, I'm saying I'm O positive also. So how do you work in that?
Well, what we are talking about here, I believe what you mean is a blood group.
Yes, blood group.
AA is blood type. That's the blood type. But what we're talking about is a blood group. We have 4 types of blood group. In fact, actually 8. Okay, we have the four major ones, and then we have the resource and resource positive and resource negative.
Okay.
We have the A blood group, the B blood group, the AB blood group, and the O blood group.
Yeah.
And then we have for each of them the resource positive and resource negative. That is the plus or minus.
Yes. Okay.
So that's why some people can say, I am O positive.
Yeah.
I am A positive. Oh, she is O negative, or I'm AB negative.
Okay, so it's just the resource factor.
It's just the resource factor that separates. Okay, so for each blood group, whether it's resource positive or resource negative, there's a compatibility. Okay, so which is like a deeper topic.
Okay.
Usually for medical personnel, the donors are not, except they ask, we like to tell them. But when you have someone who is A positive kind of feeds, you can give someone who is AB. Okay. I think someone who is O positive also.
Yeah.
Okay, then you have the A minus. I think the A minus can also give some other minus resource groups.
Okay,
so just like that. And then we have what we call the universal donor. Okay, they always say that the O positive are the universal donor.
Universal donors,
yes.
Hearing that. Is it true?
Yes. And then the O negative are usually the rarest.
Oh, very rare.
It's usually very rare to find them. Okay, but because their blood serves every other blood group.
Oh, wow.
Yes, so those that are O negative, you can give to A positive.
We have a call. Sorry, we just hold you on that. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us. Good morning.
Thank you, Sister Peace and Sister Joy.
Thank you.
Thank you again by the studio. I'm grateful
Thank you, ma'am.
to listen to you guys and all you guys have been saying. I am one of the beneficiaries of blood donor
Okay.
7 years ago.
Wow.
So the question I want to ask, why is it that people give out their blood willingly, and when you get to the hospital to buy blood, it's very expensive? And this blood has been donated willingly.
Wow.
And at the end of the day, the blood is being sold to the patients, anyone that requires blood, expensive. I don't know how I'm going to be a partaker of to donate blood, because I think I should, because since I'm born, I've never donated blood. And if I often ask my mom, okay, Mommy, I want to donate blood, because there was one certain time I was very strong. I went to the hospital and the doctor said the blood in my body is too much. And my mom says it's because I eat a lot of bambara nuts. So I have to limit eating it because it gives a lot of blood. So I don't know how I'm going to be a part of it. I want to really donate the blood to be a blessing to someone, because the blood donor blessed my life 7 years ago. Even if I don't know who donated it, but oh God, it was a life-saving. So I want to have some enlightenment on how I'm going to be a part of it. And why is it that the donor of blood is always expensive in the hospital? Why is it like that? Thank you so much for the opportunity to be a part of the show today. God bless you.
Thank you, ma'am. Please, so can we know where you're calling us from?
I'm calling from Lagos.
From Lagos.
And what's your name, please?
Thank you.
My name is Salome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much,
Mr. Salome, for calling us.
So, as promised.
That question always comes up. Thank you so much for asking that question.
I think, let's even first, she rightly said that she was a beneficiary
Yes.
of blood donation.
donation.
I think we should really thank all those who have actually
Yes,
donated blood so
is
far.
it is part of the reason for the World Blood Donor Day.
Yeah.
The World Blood Donor Day is specially put aside to thank voluntary blood donors all around the world.
Wow.
To recognize them and thank them. So several organizations involved in blood mobilization, blood donor mobilization, organizing blood donation drives usually take that opportunity, that period, to thank their voluntary blood, those within their network.
Yes.
I would like to use this opportunity, if you are watching me and you are a voluntary blood donor with Drumacare International Foundation, I would really like to use this opportunity to thank you, for having taken time to join us in our effort to save lives by giving willingly, voluntarily your blood. So thank you very much, because the blood you've given has gone ahead to save lives in several hospitals. And this is the reason why we just had a caller now who is, testifying that the blood you gave sometime 7 years ago has saved her life.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Pastor Promise, before you answer that question, we have a call. We have
another
Henry
caller
joining us from Lagos.
Yes, please.
Hello, Henry. Good morning.
That caller.
Good morning, Henry.
Yeah, good morning.
Hi. Okay, please go ahead. Hello.
Okay. An antagonist to the sign that is a thing.
Hello. Okay. Please, Henry, do try to call back. The line is not so clear. Please go ahead to answer.
All right, so the reason why you would have some cost attached to voluntary blood donation when you go or when you need it is because in as much as the blood is given free, but to test that blood to ensure that it is safe for transfusion,
Okay.
comes at a cost. To store the blood comes at a cost.
Oh.
Yes, and even the transportation from the point of donation to the point where it's going to be tested and stored, it comes at a cost.
Okay.
So those are some of the, it's called processing fees.
We have
Yes,
Henry.
please.
Henry is back. Hello, Henry. Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
morning.
Sir.
Morning.
Please go ahead.
You guys are doing an amazing job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And this has been my everyday's program. Start my day and end my day.
Thank you.
So I want to contribute I want to ask one or two questions, and outside that, also express my notion and view before now as regard blood donation.
Okay.
Before now, I'm of the opinion that why should I give blood for free when I need it? I'll have to buy it. And from cradle to now, I've never had the privilege to call for blood, nor my family or anybody has the privilege to call for blood. So I've always been an antagonist of that theory. But from the look of things and how things are going, I'm of the now beginning to have a change of mind that blood donation should be done for people. Then my question is, I'm a B negative person. Who else can a B negative give blood to? Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, Henry, for calling.
Thank you, Mr. Henry. Amazing. We're having people changing their minds.
That's the essence.
That is the reason for the
Information is
advocacy.
key.
Exactly.
Yes.
That is the reason for the advocacy,
Yeah.
because people have to understand that
Exactly.
it is not something that you can manufacture.
Yes.
You can't just walk into a supermarket or a hospital and say, I want
blood.
People have to donate it.
Yes.
And the amazing thing is that it has a shelf life. If blood is donated and in 40 to 42 days it's not used, it has to be discarded because it already expired.
Wow.
So if peradventure, like I was trying to say earlier, the blood is tested and stored, okay, and nobody needs it or calls for it within those 40 to 42 days, it's discarded. Okay, so that is the reason why we say people have to be regular voluntary blood donors.
Amazing.
Ladies can donate as much as 3 times a year. Male, guys can donate as much as 4 times a year.
Amazing.
I personally, I'm a voluntary blood donor. I donate at least twice every year.
That's why you look fresh and young.
I donate at least twice every year. I just did one in May.
Wow.
So I've already scheduled myself that by September, October, I should be doing another one. So it's very, very important.
Yeah, and I just noticed that the theme for this year's Blood Donor Day is one drop of humanity Give blood, save lives.
Yes.
And now you talk about giving lots of it, not
Yes.
just a drop.
Not just a drop. Because when we talk about blood donation, we're looking at a pint of blood.
Yeah.
Which is just about 450 mils of blood. An average adult has about 10 to 12 liters. Okay, so the 450 mils that you are donating is just less than a liter. Okay, it's just less than a liter. Okay, so it's less than 500 mils, which is half of a liter. So it's very, very important, okay, that people donate blood. So when we talk about a drop, we are literally not just talking about a drop. We're talking
Yes.
about like that drops, okay?
Yeah.
But we're trying to make it that a drop of blood, or rather, a drop that you give can save
that's it, can
humanity.
save that.
Okay.
You know, very striking things you have pointed out and answered the questions of, many that are actually watching. We had 2 callers who have called and literally asked the same question.
Yes.
Why is it expensive for people to
give
acquire
blood.
this blood after it was donated freely? Very significant. He mentioned that one thing to note is that the testing and everything that needs to be done to ensure that this blood can be transmitted into someone else,
Transfused.
it's transfused into someone else. It takes a lot of resources, right? That's number one. I'm going to tell you the second one, but we have a call. Hello. Deborah, you're joining
Hello,
us
good
from
morning.
Port. Good morning. Hi.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning to every one of you on
Good
set.
morning, Deborah.
I'd like to say thank you very much for the show.
Thank you.
Yes, this topic is very dear to me because sometime last year, my child, he was about 2 at the time. He had just started school. When we got, he wasn't feeling very well, so we had to go to the hospital. When we went there, they did their test and they said his blood count was low, that he needed a transfusion. So after everything, myself and my husband is all positive, but I was pregnant at the time, so they said that automatically disqualifies me from donating for him. So my husband was tested, and then he said, okay, he was a match. And then they asked him a question. They said, have you eaten? He said no, because we were rushing to meet up that morning at the hospital. So, okay, let him go and get something to eat. So we just went to get something to eat. By the time we came back, the lady at the lab was like, they found something in the blood. It's no longer going to be using him for the transfusion that, I think hepatitis or something like that.
Yeah.
And my husband has been very healthy prior to this time. So we're beginning to sense a foul play. They were pushing more towards us buying than donating. So I'd like to know, what are the factors that can stop one from donating? But funny enough, after then we left the hospital angry, and we didn't even do the transfusion anymore. We just came home, started feeding him vegetables and something, and he was fine in less than a week. So, and today he's already 3+, and he's doing very well. We've never had to visit the hospital since then. But I would like to know, what are the factors that can prevent one from donating?
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank
for
you,
that
Deborah.
question. Yeah.
But there are several factors. Okay, first and foremost, if the person is on a medication, okay, maybe say antibiotics, the person will not be allowed to donate blood. Or the first question they will ask you when you approach the table to register to donate is, are you feeling well today? Okay, so the first question is, are you feeling well today? Then they go ahead to ask you, are you under any medication? Because they even give you a questionnaire. Okay, then they ask you several other questions relating to your, your private life,
Background and all of that,
background and all that. So those are the things that usually would prevent someone from donating blood. And pregnant women, again, are not allowed to donate blood. And also women within their monthly time cycle are not allowed to donate blood.
Okay.
Yeah. So these are some of the things that will prevent someone from donating blood.
And those who consume a lot of alcohol,
Alcohol, exactly.
they cannot donate
Yes.
blood.
They
They
cannot.
shouldn't.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
these are some of the things, lifestyle, and most of them are lifestyle. It has to do with lifestyle. Yes.
Okay. So, I mean, rightly, you've answered, some of the questions that the people have asked. one of the things I know I'm taking from this is the fact that, this blood has to be stored.
Yes.
And it can only last within 40 to 42 days. So that's why I was saying we need more people to come and donate, because after that, it's being discarded. So this is why, the drive continues for people to actually, indulge in donating blood to save a life. And so I think that should answer the question of why it's expensive for people when they go to the hospital.
Exactly.
To try and
administrative costs. That's
yes,
And
that's it.
the last caller, Deborah, what she said is quite striking, because seeing that her husband donated and then they now found an issue with the blood, that got them suspicious because they believe he had been healthy all along. Before I put to bed my youngest son, I remember my husband and his friend, who is also a pastor, were told to donate blood ahead. And then at the end of the day, it wasn't needed even. They didn't use it. Neither did they use that of my husband. Neither did they use the other one. And I'm glad, because, of course, you wouldn't be anticipating having to lose blood or have any issue, because before you get into that favor room, you've already spoken words ahead, so you know what to expect.
Yes.
It's going to turn out great. Because we're Christians, we know who we are. The life of the flesh is in the blood, but ours is by the Spirit of
Christ,
God.
yes.
Glory to God. So you already have that consciousness, so you go there and know you're coming out victorious with your baby hale and healthy. Great. But those were not used. And then I was even wondering, so what are they going to, no compensation? But with this, we all know that we all have a role to play.
Yes,
We've
we
got
do.
to give and give. Now there's a call for this. It's World Blood Donor Day. If you didn't know about it, now we've told you about it. So we've got to do something about it.
Yeah, so
work on donating.
Very quickly, just to let the people, because I know the Trauma Care International Foundation, they're doing a lot in this area. How can, because a lot of people have asked, we have people who have changed their mind. They want to donate.
Certainly.
How can we get to you, and how can they, what do they need to do? Because there are a lot of questions of what should I eat? How should I prepare myself? Am I supposed to be taking malt and milk?
A lot of questions
Vegetables. One of the things we need to be very, we also need to, really acknowledge, our man of God, even Dr. Chris Oyakhilome, DSCDD. Pastor, thank you, sir. I mean, rightly, that last caller did say that they took the child home and started eating vegetables. All of these things the Spirit of God has given us, health. We have health all around us, in the leaves and in all of these things that we eat. So it's important that we also, shift our gaze away from running into, Sister Peace would say, medication, and go to meditation, in the Word.
Yeah.
You find out all of these things. He's giving us the leaves and, the green for our health and our well-being. And our man of God has been pushing that agenda, telling us to stay away from drugs. There's so many things we can actually use to keep ourselves in health. Whether it's, the vegetables we eat, our place in prayer and fellowship with the Spirit of God, in a place where we're also taking, the communion. All of these things have been prepared for us by God's Spirit to keep us in divine health. And that's the best choice for you to take. Right. So, Pastor Promise, thank you.
Okay,
Your
so
last words.
it's for Trauma Care International Foundation for this year, voluntary blood donation campaign. We usually run a 100 days campaign from the 14th of June till September. This year, there's something we are doing. We call it the Crimson Champions Challenge, the Crimson Ambassadors Challenge, where we are trying to sensitize people. We are raising awareness so that people can organize what we call health walks.
Okay.
If you have a group of friends, you have a network of friends, or a club, say maybe a social club that you belong to, you can organize, you can reach out to Trauma Care International Foundation, and we can tell you how you can organize your health walk, Crimson Ambassadors Challenge.
Okay.
If you're a student in the university, this is an opportunity for you to become very, very, very influential and relevant,
All right.
in your campus. Okay. And then so many other activities, like you said, questions, a lot of questions that come up. Usually we take out this period of the year to, allay a lot of fears about voluntary blood donation. Answer a lot of questions, myths, bust some myths and all that. Go on TV like this, sensitize people, call, advocate for people to give blood, because blood donation saves lives.
So in the
Yes.
campuses, would you hold like lectures?
Yeah.
As we speak today, we are supposed to have a conference.
Oh, great.
Yes, in the Lagos University Teaching Hospital, and right from here I'm going over there.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm sure we'll be given the opportunity to say one or two things.
Oh, great.
And then we also reach out to groups.
Oh,
Okay,
nice.
youth groups.
Yeah.
Okay, because the young people, they need to understand.
Yes, they need to.
Because blood donation is usually from anyone from between the age of 18. Okay, so once you clock 18, you
You
are
can
eligible.
donate.
To donate.
Eligible to
Nice.
donate blood.
And
Yes.
what's the till
Till 65.
90s? Oh, 65
for some
18
countries,
to
55 for some countries, 65.
Okay. All right. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
So, the website to reach out to you.
Reach out to us on www.traumacareinternational.org. That is Trauma Care International, one word. Trauma, TRAUMA, Care, CARE, international.org. Or you can call us on 091 2002 9752. 091 2002 9752. Or you can send us an email at tcif@traumacareinternational.org, and we'll be glad to respond to you.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for being
We're
here.
glad you came.
I'm sure our viewers are also thanking
they
you.
are.
Thank you so much to all our viewers that actually joined this conversation. We will take, our trending stories, and when we come back, of course, we'll be taking the business news and let you know what you can do this week about your business, the advantages that you can, take, and then, of course, when we come back, we'll be having all of that discussion. Just stay tuned.